Hey you guys, so I've just been wrestling with my bag and I was starting to get really pissed off. I was literally thinking, I hate you bag so much. Like you were supposed and you know what? This bag is supposed to be an alignment bag. Like this bag literally is supposed to have the frequency of aligning with source energy. Um, like in the print on the bag, so that whenever you look at the bag, you're supposed to be aligning with the frequency of aligning with source. And here I am looking right at my alignment bag, just going like, I freaking hate you, you bag. You're supposed to be helping me, and yet you won't sit up so that I can use you as a tripod. So yeah, I'm the irony. Anyway, this bag does help me align with source. For the most part, just not just now, but for the most part. Right now I'm at work, and this is just a vlog video. So if you don't like vlogs, then you can watch one of my other videos. I have lots of tarot readings that I do for free every week. I do a free weekly tarot reading. And that's another thing. I wanted to update you guys about the whole Tana and Jake Paul engagement situation. I'm going to do another video about them because there was a question that I didn't get to. I think I forgot to ask this question. It's a pretty big question to forget to ask, but I wanted to ask, will Tana and Jake Paul actually get married, and will the marriage last? And I want to ask the tarot cards more about how genuine the engagement will be. Like I really want to know those things. And I mean, I think I either forgot to ask those things in my last video about Tana and Jake Paul, or I was just like, well, this video was already long enough. And it was already long enough. I'm happy that I decided to split it up, because I think that video was like about to be 20 minutes long. And if I had put, and I know I talked way too much, so if I put all my questions in one video, it would probably have been like a 40-minute video. And that's just like, no one, I don't know, people have such short attention spans these days. But that's actually not really true, because if you really think about it, I mean, ask yourself, like, if there's a YouTuber that you really love, you will sit your butt down and watch a 40-minute video from them. But as a small channel, I can't get away with that kind of stuff. At least I don't believe I can yet. So that's why it's not that, I mean, so me getting lots of views from an hour-long video hasn't really manifested for me yet, because I don't really believe that I can get lots of views from an hour-long video. So my beliefs play a part in it as well. But at the same time, smaller channels are technically supposed to stick to shorter videos. Whereas when you're a bigger YouTuber, you can do longer videos because you already have an established audience. And just like how I just said, if there's a YouTuber you really love, you just love seeing them. Like, you don't even care what they're talking about all the time. You just want to know more about them. You'll sit down and watch a 40-hour minute of them just talking about their lives, and it'll be super engrossing to you. Or if it's a 40-minute video that's actually about something, where they're doing something, or it's like a creative video or a challenge video, any kind of video, if it's 40 minutes, you'll watch it for that person. But for some smaller channel, you might not watch it for them as well, if they do a 40-minute video. So I guess it's just kind of a bit disheartening. But because I do talk a lot, that's just who I am. But also I have so many ideas I want to explain and I have so many things to talk about that me doing a video that's less than 15 minutes is a challenge. So, but I've got to do it. I've got to start making quicker videos. And that, the irony of me saying that is that one of my upcoming videos is literally 46 minutes long. But it's that long because it's a video in which I expose Five Below makeup, and I literally show you all the makeup I got, and I try on like pretty much all of the makeup, like not every single makeup item, but I try on like every makeup like pack I got. I tried like at least one eyeshadow or one lip gloss, or at least one highlighter, or at least one thing from each like package or pack that I got of different makeups. There was only one thing I didn't really try, or a few things I didn't really try, and that wasn't really makeup. So it was something else. It was like accessories and things, other things. You have to watch the video to find out what it was, and that video will be out next week sometime, I think. I've actually put in well over 20 hours editing this Five Below makeup video, so it is my biggest video that I've ever done. It's I put in over 20 hours editing it. Like, I literally edited this video for 12 hours straight today. Well, not today, but in like yesterday and the day before yesterday, it was when I started. So I edited for like 12 hours straight over the past like 24 hours, well, it was within a 24-hour period. I think I started like the day before yesterday around 11 a.m. and then I was editing until like noon. So I was editing from like 11 p.m. to noon. And then I watched the new episode, I watched the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror, Striking Vipers. And, I think I will probably do a video about that, since I am bisexual, and it's just, there were a lot of interesting ideas in that video, like, with sexual fluidity and sexuality changing over a lifetime. That really kind of almost freaked me out to think about, that you can kind of have your sexuality figured out, and then something could happen and suddenly you don't even know who you are anymore. There's nothing wrong with being gay or changing your mind about your sexuality or changing your sexuality. That's not what I'm saying, because I am bisexual, remember? What I'm saying is, it just kind of freaks me out to think that you could think you were this way, but then your whole life just changes like that because you didn't realize something about yourself. That's crazy to me. So, I hope that doesn't spoil the episode. I'm not gonna tell you, I didn't tell you, who this happens to in the episode, so you can kind of be guessing, and then, yeah. Maybe that's a spoiler. I might cut this out. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I just feel really bad that I might have spoiled Black Mirror for some people. But I feel like it didn't really spoil anything. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a spoiler, and if you do, then I will probably just edit this vlog and write spoiler alert and do like a narration that says spoiler alert before I start talking about Striking Vipers. But I watched that episode and it was very interesting to me. I was just thinking, I was trying to post a video just now of another blog in which I was talking about how what I was saying about Tana and Jake, it's actually kind of changed. Like, my first reading about Tana and Jake, I saw them ending up just being friends, to be honest, and that's what I got in my first reading, and I did not see an engagement happen because I don't think I got any cards that would indicate marriage or an engagement. That I don't really know all of the cards that indicate marriage or engagement, just to be forthright with you guys. So, like, but I do know the Ten of Pentacles could probably indicate marriage, the Ten of Cups, the Two of Cups, and probably the Four of Wands, I would imagine, would be the marriage cards or engagement cards. But anything else, I don't really know. They could mean so many other things. I think those are the ones that are like pretty clearly marriage or engagement is happening, you know. But I don't think I got any of those. But I gotta go back and look and see and look up the meanings of those cards again, just to refresh my memory and see if any of them indicate marriage, because I don't know like all of the cards that mean marriage or engagement yet. I'm still learning a lot of the tarot, guys. But like, so I didn't see the engagement happening between Jake and Tana, and I was pleasantly surprised though, because I really want to see them get married. Like, I don't know. I think it's just for clout for the most part. Like the engagement, but I think they are really in love with each other, because the cards that I got showed that they are in love with each other. But also, love isn't what we think love is anyway. Love is actually just when you look at another person and focusing on that person puts you into the vortex, you're basically just using that person as your excuse to get into the vortex and connect with your inner being. So, but you're not actually really connecting with, you know, just that other person. It's really more about you connecting with yourself anyway. So love is really much more one-sided than we realize anyway. It's basically just, love is basically just anytime when you are with a person or you look at a person and they make you feel really, really, really happy, you know, on a regular basis, whether or not you realize it, you are in love with that person. Now, maybe you're not aware of it, but you are in love with that person, because that is what true love really is. It's just a person who just makes you really happy. It could be, there's so many people who are so in love with their friends, and they don't call it being in love with their friends, they just call it loving their friends, but not being in love with their friends. They say, I'm not in love with my friends, I'm in love with my wife, or I'm in love with my husband. But no, you're in love with your friends too. if your friends are like the people who like are like your family, you know, then you're in love with them. Like, I'm in love with my niece. Both my nieces. I'm in love with my nieces. I'm in love with my mom. I'm in love with my twin flame. I'm I'm in love with so many celebrities, you guys. Like, people just don't understand that just anybody that makes you feel like really happy when you look at that person or spend time around that person or think about that person or, you know, anything like that, anyone, that means you are in love with that person. So, according to that definition of what true love really is, yes, Tana and Jake Paul are in love with each other. Now, maybe they're not super attached to each other right now, because I think that right now what they're going through is very murky. It's very complex. What this engagement is very complex. Clout is a big factor in this engagement, but the love is real. So the love is real between Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau, according to, you know, what true love really is, the definition of what true love really is. Yeah, they are in love with each other. They make each other so happy. And not just for the money or the clout. Like, they really genuinely love spending time with each other. Like, they make each other really happy. So that is being in love. Like I said, though, there's so many people in this world that are afraid of admitting to that, or they're just not aware of their feelings. But yeah, I'm telling you, you guys, you need to admit it to yourselves and just be okay with loving whoever it is you love. Because I'm telling you, if there anyone, it doesn't matter who, anyone that makes you feel happy on a regular basis when you think about them or when you're around them or when you're, you know, looking at them and around them, you are in love with that person. That is love. It's not just like, it's love. We are love already. Like, we literally are love. Like, people are so unaware of, you know, what they really are, that, you know, we're connected to source and all of this. There's so much stuff going on in the spiritual world right now, behind the scenes. People think that everything they see in front of them is all that there is, but it's like, it literally is exactly like the Matrix. Like, everyone is just living in the Matrix. Like, they just haven't woken up yet to the fact that, you know, it's just a simulation. You know, like, this isn't all that, you know, it seems. There's so much going on that you don't understand or know about yet. And I only have inklings of that. I don't know the answers to everything. I haven't seen everything, but I know enough to know that this couch I'm sitting on, everything I'm looking at right now at my job, people get so caught up in all that stuff, you know, work, family, having scientific proof for everything before they just have an open mind and consider that maybe things that have not been scientifically proven yet could exist. And I feel like if you're a person who is a scientist or you really love science, a lot of those people, and I mean, it's very important to be logical. Yes, you should be logical. Yes, you should be practical. I try to be as practical as I can be, but I also know that I don't know everything. And a lot of people who are I need proof of everything or else it isn't real. Well, I'm just saying to people like that, like, but you don't know everything. Are you God? Like, I'm not saying to just blindly believe things without proof. No, like, obviously, be skeptical. I'm skeptical of a lot of things. But I still have an open mind and think, okay, I don't have proof of this thing existing or being real yet. But I keep an open mind and I say it's a possibility. Like, I just keep thinking of people like Nikola Tesla. I wish there were more scientists like him and doctors like him who look for scientific proof, and, they're very logical people. He was a very logical person. I mean, he was a scientist, but he was still so open-minded to so many different things. Like, I think he believed in time travel and things like that. Or the possibility of time travel. I think he believed in the possibility of time travel. I don't really know if that's true or not, but I'm pretty sure I heard that. And I'm going to do some more research on him and maybe do a video on him someday. But yeah, I have to do a video on him someday. Because he is such a great example of the fact that if there were more scientists like him who just would have an open mind to everything and try to keep finding the proof, and not believe everything without proof, but still keep an open mind to the fact that you might not know that exists yet, or that there is the possibility for this or that, such as something like time travel that seems like it would never be possible. There's a lot of people who will just write off things like that and say it's illogical and there's no scientific proof, so it can't be. But what I'm saying is, to all the people like that who were super logical, yes, it's good to be super logical, but you're still not God. You don't know everything. Wasn't it Socrates or Socrates, however you say his name, who said, all I know is nothing? Well, that's true. I mean, we don't really know for sure a lot of things. So I think it's important to keep an open mind while still looking for scientific evidence for everything and proof for everything and testing everything out. And that's what I personally do with all of the law of attraction stuff that I teach you guys. I teach it to you because I have already seen evidence that it works. Like, I know I've seen proof in my own life that the law of attraction works. Even though some people think that stuff like that is just, silly, and it just doesn't, it's not real and it doesn't work. Well, that's why I get a law of attraction test for people like that. Because as soon as you actually do that test, if you really follow my advice, then, it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, then try it with a different object. And eventually it will work. Because I'm telling you guys, you can't go through your whole lifetime and focus on specific things without starting to see more of those things. It's literally... And if you haven't realized that yet, then it's because you're totally unaware. Like, you never pay attention to things like that. Or you just write it off as a coincidence. But coincidences like that probably happen to you a lot, and you keep calling them coincidences. But it's like, no, you attracted that stuff. And you can attract so much more. So, that's why I have a law of attraction test. And I don't even know what the point of this vlog is, because I'm rambling now, but I just wanted to say that, just keep an open mind, because that's what I do. I'm skeptical as hell about lots of things. But I'm still a spiritual person. I'm still really into all of this spirituality, mumbo jumbo. A lot of it maybe seems silly to me sometimes when I think about all the stuff I believe. Sometimes it seems like it could be silly or whatever, but then I just remember, I'm just a person who looks for evidence, I test everything out, and I try to find the proof. And until I do find the proof, I keep an open mind and I say, okay, maybe there is some truth to that. Maybe. Just keep an open mind is all I'm saying. Like, because you're not God. You don't know everything.